Okay, everybody, take a deep breath, relax, everything is okay. We all need to settle down. These last few days have been absolutely chaotic for USC fans. But what's up, guys? My name is Gabe, and welcome into the Trojan Blade. This is a safe place. Go ahead and leave your comments down below. Tell me how you're feeling. A lot has been going on, I know. I'm a fan too. I've been going through it myself. Of course, the meat of this video is that former 5-star quarterback Malachi Nelson is going to enter the transfer portal. That's pretty much been confirmed by everybody on Twitter. And if you look on Twitter to the reaction of the USC fan base, you would think that the Coliseum is up in flames and Heritage Hall has absolutely crumbled. But guys, let me tell you, we are going to be okay. It's sad to lose Malachi Nelson. I was a huge fan of his. If you guys watched my recruiting videos from last year, you'll know what I thought about him. But the unfortunate reality here is that this is modern day college football. You guys know I'm not insider guy. I don't have sources at USC. I don't really have sources at all. I've never claimed to. However, I do know people that do. And what they say is that this has been brewing for a while. Malachi Nelson was not happy with certain things. So I'm not surprised by this. I know a lot of you aren't as well, especially with all the noise about bringing in a transfer quarterback. I think this all but confirms that we are going to get Will Howard from Kansas State. We'll wait and see on that. But again, I think the overall outcry from the fan base on this is completely overblown. Guys, can we just take a step back for a second here? I think a lot of you have forgotten who our head coach is. Do I need to go through the names? Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, Spencer Rattler, Caleb Williams. And yeah, I included Spencer Rattler. I think he's kind of an asshole, but that's besides the point. Lincoln Riley's worst ever starting quarterback in college was an upper tier starter in the SEC. If that's his floor, sign me up. The point is, he knows quarterbacks better than anybody probably on this planet. From talent identification, to development, to scheming around that specific player's abilities. If a lot of you are doubting Lincoln Riley when it comes to his quarterback choices, then I mean, have at it. I don't think that's a smart move in my personal opinion. And look, Lincoln knew this was going to happen. He knew he had a choice. Roll with Malachi Nelson next year, or identify the guy he wants, the guy he thinks would be best in this offense and go and get him. Guys, the writing's on the wall. That guy is Will Howard. Lincoln Riley wants Will Howard. You guys know how biased I am. You know I love Will. Take me out of it. I'm just some idiot with a YouTube channel. Lincoln Riley is telling you, I want Will Howard over Malachi Nelson. Now guys, honestly, hasn't Lincoln done enough to build up enough trust with us? Has Lincoln Riley given us any reason to doubt his decision making at the quarterback spot? Look, if you want to get on him for keeping Alex Grinch or how the defense played or offensive line acquisitions, you have every right to. There's a lot of solid arguments there. But with quarterback, guys, we can't say anything when it comes to the quarterback spot. Lincoln knows what he wants. He knows what he's looking for. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Lincoln Riley could take a guy from a gas station, have him as our starting quarterback, and I'd have full belief that that guy would be a Heisman candidate. I believe he's built up that amount of goodwill. Now, as I'm recording this, we have a double emoji alert from Annie Hansen. So that was immediate after the news about Malachi Nelson broke. That leads me to believe that Will Howard is one of those emojis, if not both. So big news there. Make sure you keep it locked in here on the channel. I will have full coverage of the transfer portal as it relates to USC, especially Will Howard. You guys know I wouldn't miss an opportunity to talk about that. Now we look down the road. I don't know if Will Howard has 1 or 2 more years of eligibility left. I believe he has 2, could be wrong. But the main factor here in Malachi Nelson entering the portal, in my opinion, is the phenom himself, Julian Juju Lewis, who is more than likely reclassifying to the 2025 class. And guys, I'm not an expert like Lincoln Riley, but I've watched a lot of football. I've watched a lot of film. I try to learn as much as I can. As a former offensive lineman myself, I am prone to watching the offensive side of the ball a lot more than the defensive side. So I've watched a lot of quarterbacks. Juju Lewis is a better prospect than Malachi Nelson, and it's not even in the same galaxy. When you talk about mechanics, when you talk about fundamentals, when you talk about ball placement, Juju is elite in pretty much every single category. He's one of those very unique quarterback prospects, like a Trevor Lawrence, like a Deshaun Watson, like a Caleb Williams, like a Justin Fields, where it's just really hard to imagine missing on him. And look, I'll be honest, Juju Lewis is not coming here in 2025 to not play. That kid is so elite, he's so advanced, it's hard for me to imagine him not being on the field in that 2025 season. So look, Malachi's future at USC, it was really play next year or don't play at all. The writing was kind of on the wall there. And again, I'm not happy that Malachi Nelson is leaving. He's an extremely talented kid, throws a beautiful ball, he's very accurate. But let's look at the current situation we're in. USC's not an offensive line factory right now. What conference are we going to next year? The Big Ten. Look at that schedule. Look at those beastly defensive fronts that we're going to be going up against. Malachi Nelson this year had that shoulder injury. It kept popping up. He wasn't able to properly lift. Therefore, he wasn't able to gain the necessary weight to have him ready for next year, in my opinion. In other words, he's small, physically. You just can't have that going into your first year in the Big Ten with a potentially shaky offensive line. You can't do it. I've spoken many times about Lincoln maybe changing this offense to help the defense out more ball control, more running the ball, especially quarterback run game. Malachi does not give you that at all. He would be injured 2 or 3 weeks into the year if he was running the ball like that. Will Howard's more of a tank. Will Howard is built exactly like Josh Allen. I'm not saying he's Josh Allen as a player, but when you see the way he's built, he looks very similar. He can withstand those hits. He can withstand running the ball. That's what we need this year. I don't care what Malachi's listed weight is. You can't convince me that that kid is more than 175 pounds right now. So yeah, it is a shame. I was looking forward to him being our quarterback of the future. Of course, in this day and age of college football, things change overnight. And that unfortunately has happened here for Malachi Nelson. All right, guys, so let me know what you think about Malachi hitting the portal. Are you upset about it? Do you not have faith in Lincoln Riley as a quarterback developer? If you fall into that camp, please try to explain to me why, because I honestly don't get it. Make sure to leave me any thoughts you have down below. If you guys did happen to enjoy this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And guys, thank you so much for all your support. You're all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.